Well, to let you know how Miriam's Basket began, I lost my mom in 2009. And my mom was the kind of person who always taught me and my brother, if you see a need, do something about it. I'll start with that. After my mom passed away, I went through a very difficult time missing her and went into some depression with that.
Yeah.
And I had just finished up some volunteer time with a medical missions ministry that I had done for 5 years, and started asking the Lord for something to do. I needed something because I felt like my heart had an empty place. Not just because of my mom, but it had an empty place. There was something out there. Knowing now what I do, that was the Lord's prompting.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it was.
Absolutely.
So after my mom passed away, I did go through a rough time, started praying, got a hold of the book, The Prayer of Jabez, that a friend had given me, and prayed that prayer and asked the Lord to increase. I said, Lord, I need increase. Enlarge my tent. I need increase. So in praying that way for something, I started here, David and I, my husband, and I started going to the park. We'd been going to the park in Green Cove a lot anyway. We
Spring
go
Park.
there just to talk and enjoy time together, and it's peaceful there.
Beautiful
And we go there to
place.
pray sometimes, and just enjoy time there. We started hearing conversations one day by some folks who were in the park. They were sitting at a picnic table beside us, and the conversation, the gist of it was they were discussing going into homes and checking on children, and we kept hearing the comments, not adequate clothing, or this child needs clothes, this child needs shoes, and I need to do what I can to find some clothes for this one, and we just kept listening to their conversation. And I asked one of the ladies, I said, I'm not trying to eavesdrop, but what are you talking about here with children and children needing clothing? And come to find out, they were guardian ad litem ladies, and they had been visiting homes of children who had been abused or neglected or who were in crisis situations or at risk. And going into their homes, they were finding that the children were being taken care of, but they did not have adequate clothing. Maybe they were being raised now by grandparents on fixed incomes, or by older brothers or sisters or aunts or uncles, and they just need a little help with their clothes. They also began to tell us about children when they're removed from their home. They usually come out with what they're wearing. That's it. Also, there are meth lab situations that we learned of, that when a child is in a meth lab home, when things are discovered there, when they come out, their clothing has to be removed completely.
Right.
They come out of the home, the clothing's removed, they're put in a hospital gown, and that's how they leave the property, because everything is toxic. They can't even take a favorite blanket or
I
favorite
hadn't thought of
stuffed
that.
animal.
Yeah. It has the
Nothing.
chemicals and
Yeah,
all kinds
exactly.
of crazy stuff.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's how they
Not
leave.
nice.
And that happens more in our county than people realize. But we did learn, not only that day, but within 2 weeks we heard similar conversations. We were being set up by God, is what it really boils down to. We kept overhearing conversations, and the conversations were the same. People talking about children who had been removed from their homes, and they were following up. Turns out we were falling into conversations by guardian ad litem folks, by caseworkers, by counselors, and we kept hearing what they were saying, and I couldn't get it out of my heart. It was one of those things that I couldn't shake it. I kept thinking, why isn't there someplace they can go? Why are they having this, hunt all over the place to try to find clothes for these kids and what they've just been through? And it didn't make any sense to me that there wasn't something set up already. Now, we do have a clothes closet in Clay County, and it's wonderful. It does a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm.
But these are emergency situations with these children, and because they're emergency situations, they need clothes right now.
Right.
When something happens to change their life completely by way of them being removed from their home, they need clothes now.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do come out with what they're wearing. Sometimes they have to be picked up at school. Well, what they have is what they wore to school that day, and that's it. Well, we kept hearing these conversations, and I just kept thinking somebody needs to do something, forgetting I had been praying and asking the Lord to do something, put us into something where we could feel like we're doing something good, for someone. And sitting at our Bible study on a Wednesday night in our pastor's home, I was talking and sharing with him, you're just not going to believe what happens. I mean, these kids, they get picked up from their home, this happens, that happens, and they come out, they don't have any clothes, and there's nothing, for an emergency situation for these kids. I was crying while I was talking about it. I just didn't understand why nothing was available. And somebody needs to do something. I kept saying that. And, well, my pastor let me finish. It was Pastor Skip was his name. He's with the Lord now. But he let me finish talking, and he said, okay, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, we pray over everybody that goes out, and we want them to know, we want these kids to know as they're going up that they might not have heard about God, but because of stuff like this is a seed planted in their life, and they'll know that there's somebody out there that really cares for them. So it's just maybe a starting point for a lot of these kids, that there's a God out there looking out.
The way we function is we receive a referral from a caseworker when they have a child that's in need.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's a child that's been removed from their home, or maybe it's a child at risk in a family that's being monitored, and not meaning the child's being abused, but maybe the parents are going through a tough time. Maybe the dad has been incarcerated. Maybe
or just lost his job.
Yep, or maybe one of the parents has passed away, and the children are being monitored just to make sure that everything is okay. Those are the children that we help, and we only work through referrals from caseworkers from the Child Protective Service agencies, and we receive a call from them within 24 hours. Sometimes it's just a couple of hours, but within 24 hours we pack a bag for the child. The referral tells me the child's first name and tells me their age and their gender and the sizes that they wear. And I also ask for them to let me know the child's favorite color, because I try to make their clothing as personal as I can. We never get to see the children that we help because of their privacy, their protection. We never get to see them. So I don't know what they look like. So I just ask the caseworkers to please let me know if they have a favorite color so that I can choose clothing accordingly. And each child receives from us 7 complete outfits, 7 brand new pair of socks, 7 brand new pair of underwear, a brand new pair of shoes, pajamas, and in the wintertime, of course, coats. And we add extra items that try to make the bag a little bit special for them. And for the younger kids, it's stuffed animals, and we always give a book. And for the older kids, because we take care of up to 18 years old, so we have journals and pens for the older kids and chapter books for them. We try to put something a little extra in there. We don't do toys. Our main focus, what God has called us to do, is to clothe them. And so we don't do toys, but we do stuffed animals. These kids have gone through a lot, and especially the younger ones need something to hold on to. So that's what goes into a bag, and we put the bags, or their things, into a brightly colored reusable bag that they can use for other things also. And we always put their first name on the front so that they know what they're receiving is theirs.